Hello, this has just arrived. A free sample from Markforged carbon fibre. This is quite lightweight, so I'm not sure how much of a sample you get. I see. I was expecting some actual filament. No, nothing else in there, no. I was actually expecting some actual filament I could try printing out myself, but what they've sent is 2 printed samples. Presumably one of them isn't. Try to bend them. Continuous fibre strands run down the entire length on this bottom one, presumably. So we've got nylon. Is this nylon chopped carbon fibre? Did you read that? And we've got reinforced continuous fibre. Mixed metal and composited 3D printing, purpose built for manufacturing. 23 times stronger than ABS. Perfect for all the tools and fixtures you use to make in aluminium. And a website. I'll put this website down below in the description. Just follow that. I'd like to say thank you to Markforged for this. So, because this is a free sample, I can't say it's totally unbiased, but so far as I'm concerned, it's going to be unbiased when I try take these off here and try bending them just now. I'll let you read this first. Siemens, a famous company, power industrial leaders. I'll put this link down below in the description and probably on the video. And there's a part which I assume has been printed in carbon fibre, showing you a sample. Right, let's try getting these off. Once I take them off, I can see that the ends are slightly different. This is smooth, like smoothed over, and that's almost showing the infill underneath there on that one. Hopefully you can see that. So we do know the difference. Continuous fibre down there. These are just stuck on with some sticky stuff. Put that down there. That's the back of that one. Here's the back of this one. I got some scales out because I was expecting to weigh some filament and see how much I could print out with it. I estimate that to be about 3mm thick. Okay, I'm going to try bending this one. That's the one with the covered over here. And I am going to try, that was quite a hefty try that. Let's try bend it, because if I hold it at the ends I'm going to get more leverage. Oh, let's try bending it this way. Oh, I'm putting a hell of a strain on that and I can't bend it at all, I don't think. Let's try bending this one. Oh, hang on, let me have a rest. This is the one which almost seems to show the infill here. I'm not expecting this one to be strong. Oh yeah, you can tell. You see how much that bends. Let me see how springy it is. So if I bend it like that, it's still got a slight bend in it. That's almost, can I do 90? 90 degrees, yeah, over that sort of radius I can let go, and it's still got a bend in it. Let me try and put some white behind this. Slight bend in it. Let's try bending it this way. Good. Well, probably over 90 degrees there, I estimate. And springy. Yes, it's certainly got a bend in that after bending it, so it hasn't gone back all the way on a bend like that. This other one, I can't bend it at all. Honest, I cannot bend it at all. I'm going to get a small hammer and whack it a bit to try and get an idea of impact strength. I'll just be a few minutes. Well, I'll pause the video. So it's got Markforged, good lettering. I don't have a clue what type of printer this has been printed on. Very fine layer lines, if layer lines at all. Can't see any layer lines. So it might have been on a specialised printer. Can't see any layer lines on either of them. And that is a flexible one, really flexible. Let's put them together. Well, if I put them together, obviously I won't be able to bend it because I can't bend the other one. So that is obviously a big difference there between the two. Flexible stiffness, flexible stiffness, flexible strength, flexible strength. So you can see the technical details there. I'll get this hammer and remove this over here so we have some white for the background. This is a flexible one, as you can see. I put it in this, what I always call a mole wrench. Call it that because that's who make this model. They are made by a lot of other people, these type of wrenches, hand wrenches, people have various names for them, hand grip sort of thing. Now, because this is flexible, I don't expect much to happen when I hit it with this big club hammer I have here. I reckon this is £2 old money. Now it just bends and springs back basically. So bend it like that, yeah, it springs back. So it does have quite a bit of spring in it. I can just about feel a very small vibration, like reverberation there when I let go. A bit like a bass spring of a bass guitar. Okay, let's try this one, which is very solid. I am going to try this with PLA or ABS. I'll have to move a bit further away and hit it from here because it's going to bash into the camera. Ah, yes, it has broken here, but that's on that very small, got a small bit of leverage there, got a lot of leverage here whacking that there. So I'm obviously having to whack that, well, I wouldn't say too hard, but quite firm, and it has broken. Trying to show you those two ends. Hopefully this pulls focus. I'll try and zoom in on this. Looks like to me from this distance, just a second, let me have a look. Almost looks like very small bubbles in, very fine bubbles in, like an aero bar. That's what it looks like to me, but it's probably the carbon fibres. Is there any way of breaking this off? They'll use this part here, which seems to be showing that this does have infill in it, suggestion. And on the, well, I don't know. it does suggest, you might be able to see it on the photograph, but it has got like lines on here to say, you know, this one, I think it's this one, the one with the infill pattern on, does have infill on. So I'm just going to grip it just on, just let me adjust this a bit. These are adjustable for different thicknesses. What you do is adjust it something like this, and then you clip it like that, and then it's locked on. Very useful. Oh, that one almost breaks quite easy on that bend without the hammer. Using the hammer in this case. I suppose I could have done the same with this other one. Let's have a look at this. We see quite a bit of white, so a lot of strain being put on it. We get an idea there. Let me move up. That was on that thinner part to a certain extent. Let me move up to the wider part. I'll have to readjust this, just adjusting this sort of nail knob at the bottom to adjust how wide the jaws are, so that has bent. It's gone white, but it hasn't broken. That's bent, as you can see, that's bent well over 90 degrees and a bit more of a bend there, and I can bend it. Let me try the traditional, what you would with a piece of metal, is bend it backwards and forwards until it gets fatigued. It does seem to be getting a little bit easier to bend. There's that other side. I think that's part of the infill pattern there. Let me move it out the jaws so you can see. You can't really tell that's been bended, I don't think. But there's a bit of a kink here in the side. Obviously these are asking to say have a couple of holes. There's one hole in that one hole in that one, but another hole may be drilled in, and then do a tensile strength and such like. I'm not doing scientific tests. So that's a, you know, that. Let's have a look at the other side. Yeah, maybe a very slight bulge there, very, very slight. As I say, it seems like you can see the infill when I straighten it out. Well, obviously that part now is much going to bend before any other part bends. But as I say, I was expecting some actual filament to be able to print it out. So I'll let you have a look at this again. That's the only testing I think I'm going to do. I would say that the springy one is quite springy. It doesn't return back 100% to its original shape, but pretty good. I mean, that's just one bend. You know, things can, what I found out is things can fatigue even if you're bending them a little bit. You do this a few times, and then even though they're within the ductile elasticity range, they stay bent down. I found this on some PLA. I'm doing an experiment with a spring, so to speak, at the moment, but with PLA I've had not much luck. After a few presses it seemed to stop down. Well, actually it was pressed down overnight and it seemed to stop down in that position. So that's a flexible one. That's one way of testing. And the non-flexible one, I mean, I can't do it. I just can't do it. Let me try again. Put this back in. This is the non-flexible one. I'm going to hold it at the end. I can feel how hard this is going to be to bend. Just a second. It is bending slightly there, I think. She's sticking in my hand a bit. Just excuse me. The sharp edges there. I am cheating here. I'm using this towel just to protect my hand. Just a second. And I put down below on my leg and pushed with just about all my force, and there is a very slight subtle bend there. That might be where the jaws have, that's probably where the jaws have gripped it. That's a point. Let me try gripping this, because these jaws have a lot of leverage, have a lot of power. I think they're about 30 to 1, something like that. So for every pound I pull on here, it's going to easily do 30 pounds there, probably 60 actually. Don't quote me on that. And I find that very hard to close. You probably hear the springing out there, so there's another line. It's hardly left a dent at all, it's left a bit of a mark there. Second mark here. That's the new one. Has it squashed the letter? If it has, it's very, very slight on that letter G there of Markforged. So yeah, if you want something really, really, you know, not going to move, this is probably some good stuff here. It's almost like I'm determined to just get this towel again. Get this in camera. Yep, and it's broke again. It might need the jaws. Well, we're getting a lot of leverage there, because I'm pushing right on the end of here. So I've got all this length of leverage there. And creaking as it opens. Just having a look at that. So I'll finish off there, zooming into this. Let me hold it a bit further away to make sure it's in focus. Yep, so if you want something really strong, firm, I would say yep. And if you want something flexible, well, bendable, that's quite strong. Even a bendable one is quite strong. It's firm. I mean, PLA is quite firm. If you try getting a 3mm thickness bit of PLA like the same size as that, you'll find out how strong it is. It's pretty strong, especially if you don't do any infill, but this certainly has infill on, or a very strong suggestion of infill, which is obviously going to weaken it a bit. I don't know if you can see in this camera. I can buy under naked eye, but it's suggested that that has infill. I think their new printer actually lays it down in one continuous fibre, so it's not like little parts of fibre all joining together. It's one continuous piece of fibre. Obviously the strength is going to be, you know, like a grain of wood, in the grain of wood direction.